When we talk about taking bullets out of guns, what we mean is if somebody has potentially contentious information that you are at all worried about they might use against you, when do you think the best time for us to use it is? Before they have the opportunity to, for several reasons. Number one, if we talk about things that might be unfavorable to us, especially earlier on in the conversation, it speaks to our confidence, it speaks to our level of preparedness, it speaks to our credibility, and it speaks to our willingness and ability to get it fixed. Also, if somebody comes into one of these engagements and maybe they're not a prospective customer, they're a currently unhappy customer. Maybe because something as part of the process didn't go the way they expected, or the event is now over and something went a way that they didn't expect and weren't pleased with. If they are going to come after us, it is quite likely that they build that strategy off of one complaint. They want to come in and grandstand about how upset they are, how mad they are, how unfair, how wrong, what a missed opportunity something was. And if we take that away from them, we have now taken away their entire strategy for this conversation. How many of you have ever had to go talk to somebody because somebody else on your team made them upset? Right, wrong, or indifferent. Somebody else on your team made them upset. Okay. One of the things we want to make sure we don't do is meet them for coffee, go to their office, pick up the phone, and say, first, let me apologize for Laura. She's got a habit of doing these things. She means well. Don't worry, we can fix it. That is never, ever, ever, ever okay. It is never okay to back the truck over your own teammate under any circumstances. Sometimes people feel like it helps them save face if they'll clearly illustrate that it's not my fault. But what it does is it hurts all of our credibility because each one of us represent the organization with every single one of our interactions. And if we're so willing to dump truck one of our coworkers now, what might we be willing to say or do about them in the future? Instead, what we like to do is just address it right out of the gate. Simply by saying, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me today, especially considering how upset people get when X, Y, Z happens. The fact that you're still willing to have a conversation with me and we can look into alternatives for how to make this right means a lot. Thank you. Now, how do they yell at you? If they still want to because they've been practicing in front of the mirror and they feel like it's going to make them feel really good, we can let them go. And I promise you, at some point when they're done yelling at you, they're going to do this. And when they do that, what are the next two words out of your mouth? Thank you. Which I promise are the absolute last two words they expect to hear. You have to say it sincerely. I grew up in the Boston area. You can't say it like we do. Thanks, dude. That's not going to be very helpful whatsoever. But if it's a sincere thank you, it's going to catch them off guard, and it is now going to put them on their heels and give us the opportunity to talk because they thought they picked a fight, they were expecting a fight, and that's exactly not what they got in return.